Welcome to all of you, all signs, anyone moved and inspired to join us in this message. I am Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I am giving you this message in 2026 from the energy of the full moon, the wolf moon occurring on January 3rd. Your overall energy for all of you is the Queen of Swords. And this is really consolidated effort to articulate your thoughts and your vision. And underneath the deck is the Hermit card. So I do believe most of you, if not all of you, are taking the time to make time, carve out time, sacred space, where you can hone your message, hone your presentation, your writing, your narrative in a way that expresses your aspiration, your truth, and your sense of justice and equity. I'm going to pull an oracle card quickly before we get started, and I pulled adversity. That didn't take long. And this reads, I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. And that is absolute wisdom. And this also is showing me that many of you are experiencing the kinds of hard times in the northern hemisphere that we associate with not only the colder weather, but the pull upon resources that we may or may not have, that we may be scrambling or feeling that we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. We're just sticking our finger into all of the dikes that we can in order to move forward in the best way. We know in our hearts that there is a bright light that we serve, that there is a message of vision, of better, of improvement, of fairness, of equity, of balance. And we are inspired by that. We trust that within ourselves as we move forward. In the present, the Four of Pentacles is describing this way that you may be keeping your expectations very modest, very grounded in what absolutely supports you and your foundation. This is no frills here. And I'm sure many of you can relate to this sense that you have enough to meet your needs and just so. Just that is enough. And in order to move forward productively and in a healthy way, you're keeping your expectations because you're naturally working for more, working to gain more or succeed. But you realize that the effort has to be kept, the product of your effort has to be kept in scale with reality as you know it. This is a form of protection. In the past, we have the Ace of Wands. This shows me that you have started something new in the past, that you began a new project, perhaps you began a new business, you moved to a new location or took on a new job towards the end of moving in a new, perhaps professional direction. This new direction breaks represents some kind of breakout from a former model or pattern of achievement. And so this feels and looks as though you are thoroughly invested in the belief that this is going to lead you to greater abundance and also, notwithstanding, greater growth. In the present, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. This is really keenly describing the Herculean effort that the Emperor here, number 4, the Emperor, is having on a change of definition. More than a change of course, this is a way that you are now defining yourself and concretizing your practical contribution in the world. This feels as though you're contributing in a way that's new. Not entirely new for some of you. You may be switching mediums, for instance, rather than absolute paths. So a filmmaker can become an author, etc. But this, and thus you are still creatives, content creators. But this does indicate that you are looking to fresh avenues of manifestation. You're not allowing yourself to be main-laned or to stay in the lane that others have defined for you. That's exciting, and that also explains this ability to hold on to what you have, to keep investing in your vision, but to see some opportunity to leverage that for more or better. I hope this reading is resonating for you. All of you who have been attracted to this reading, who follow me in other ways. If not, you're new, you are most welcome. Please like this video and share it with others if you're enjoying it. And also subscribe to my channel. As most of you know, this is key for my ability to thrive on YouTube. So thank you for your presence here. I started with the present, but I'm going to clarify the past with the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Moon card. What you're working on, it actually feels like something that you have reclaimed, that you have always been gifted with. This is some talent that has always existed in your life and perhaps has served you as a tool of your creative output or your psychological health or your well-being. So I feel as though this talent, this skill has been buried underneath the trauma and the obstacles that you have overcome. Perhaps there is some negative behavior or patterns that you recognize that have blocked your ability to come out of the shadows with this energy. Although, having said that, you have worked in a variety of ways to build on this talent of yours, to build these skills. In fact, many of you are thoroughly experienced in your profession, sort of working from male clerk to CEO kind of vibe. But you have done that at such a tremendous cost, never losing sight of this creative heart, this part of you that is compelled to make, produce, give something of value to others. In the present, here we are at the Four of Pentacles, clarified by the High Priestess and the Empress. Well, this bodes well. This hidden talent that is you find yourself compelled to unmask, to uncloak, to expose to the world is something that fuels your creative identity at this time. I do feel that you have understood the necessary foundation to being productive as through this particular, the expression of this talent, this gift you have. And you have really allowed this gift to heal you in many ways. It is a source of profound personal reflection, however you use this gift. And certainly if you're a content creator or an artist or a writer of any sort, the evidence of your work is sort of a autobiography, if you will. One can look at one's work almost as not one's children. Heavens, our children are not simply products that reflect us, but through the things that we make is a kind of narrative trajectory that we can follow. And you understand the tools to create that. And those tools could well be your education, your training, as well as your concrete experience in the world, perhaps as a producer and as a maker yourself. So you're really holding on to that, understanding that this is powerful stuff and that you've really earned the knowledge and the wisdom to be able to bring it forward, to expose this talent and this ability, these ideas in a much larger way as part of your community or your world. Uh, in the future, of course, we have the Five of Pentacles and the Emperor, and those are clarified by the Five of Swords and the Page of Swords. Interesting, because you're showing me that you understand the power of your presence right now. You understand the value of your gifts. At the same time, you're not quite clear, and I can understand why. With the moon here, you're exorcising all this hidden, secretive energy. Perhaps this is information from your ancestors, generational trauma or experience that you're here trying to put together in some way, heal in some way, understand in some way, and create that for the consumption of others or the appreciation, the evaluation of others. But this is clearly in your mind a gift. Here in this presence, not fully understanding where all this is leading. I think I can say confidently that many of you are moving through from a very heart-centered space, a space of clear intention and awareness of what you're moving towards. You're informed, you have done your research and due diligence. It's not as if you don't understand the elements, but how that is coming together is still beyond you. But along the way, I do believe for your masterful execution of something that seems far outside of your experience or the experience of others, you are encountering a lot of resistance. And that resistance for many of you is coming in the form of personal betrayals or undermining. So, kind of backhanded compliments or people sending you articles that say what you're doing is not real or valid, people not believing that what you're doing is important or significant, or that you're actually doing something wrong. You're actually sowing misinformation in the world. However, this comes across or clear for you, you are receiving a lot of negative criticism and feedback from others. And it's really from a distance. This is not as a result of any real engagement with you. This comes from the place of competition, envy, and curiosity, quite truthfully. People are interested in what you're doing, they just don't understand it. But that doesn't keep them from being critical of it. I'm going to finish this reading with a Priestess of Abundance, I think this deck is called. And I pulled Rebirth, Elder, Rebirth. So the elder flower is featured, and the time of Sagittarius season, excuse me, is also highlighted. And in this oracle, it is seen as a rebirth, this ability to go deep, deep within and to organize, sort through the information that we've accumulated through experience in order to come back and be cleansed, detoxed for the return of the light, the rebirthing of the self, the re-awareness, the moving from above ground into a rightful place on the planet. Thank you so much for this reading. I appreciate all your likes and your subscribes, all the ways that you support me and are here. So until next time, namaste.